Welcome to Stitches and Slapdashery, Slowvember, day 13. No card today because I'm having a craft day with some friends and I've set up my living room with lots of craft supplies and some good food in the kitchen. I've got buttons, trims, wire, Christmas fabrics, beads, yarn, scraps. Oh, and there's the first one now. Acrylic paint, paintbrushes, felt, sketching supplies, glue, gel pens and embroidery pens. Well, that was fun. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now and everybody's left. So in the end, what I made was a tree, which was good because that was one of the plans. I made a cone out of some light cardboard, and I then covered it in some of my home dyed batting. I don't know why I used some of my precious dyed batting. I'll show you which one I meant. This stuff that I Rit dyed, and I used far too much Rit dye on it, but it came out beautiful. And I thought, oh, I'll use that to put around the tree. Well, then I went and covered it up in my handmade fabric twine. This is all I have left of it now. So the twine basically covers up the batting. I should have just used one of the plain pieces. Anyway, I think it's lovely. Hot glued it on. Took ages to hot glue it all on from top to bottom. Made a little star to go on the top and glued a few little buttons around on there as well. So I went through more hot glue today than in the previous 6 months. But that's all right because I had fun. The other thing I did, and my lovely friend Annette, honestly, she's very generous with her things. So she gave me some of these old-fashioned clothes pegs, pins, whatever you want to call them. Some people paint these and make little dolls and stuff out of them, don't they? Well, she was making angels. She and her daughter were here, and so I made an angel. So it's just tulle and then some lace, and I used some trim to look like hair, and then I put a headband on her to look a bit hippie-like. And a little bit more tulle for a wings, not just one wing, Nicola, and then a button for like a little halo. So my friend Jane, she made some button earrings just like mine because she thought they were great. And I have started another project, or rather, this is as far as I've got. I've cut out 2 green felt triangles and I've put some batting behind one of them. And the idea is I'm going to use some Christmas fabrics to cover the front of this. I'm going to do some slow stitching on it and make a tree. And this is going to be the trunk of the tree, a cinnamon stick. So that's awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these things are perfect for holding scrolls. I even tested it out on one of my scrolls. And you can slide the end of the scroll into here and then roll it up. So you know what's going to happen for my next scroll, don't you? In fact, I'll probably paint it as well to look pretty. Is that focusing? It's not really focusing, is it? So the next scroll I do, I'll have to coordinate my color of my old-fashioned clothespin with the fabric in my scroll. I just want to show you the gift that my friend gave me today too. Unfortunately, a couple of the bits have fallen off and I haven't figured out how to put them back on. But it's a little snowman. or snow person. There's a glass bottle with sequins in and a sort of keyring chain there and some tinsel. And the nose is Fimo. And the headpiece is a piping or icing nozzle. Honestly, she's so good at repurposing things. And then there's all these bits of wire popping out of here, little dangly bits on it. And on the front it says Dream in tiny letters with glitter. Very fun. We're going to put that aside for a minute and I'll figure out how to put the little metal things back on. Also, I just wanted to show you how this clothespin works. I'll show you with this brown one I made recently. So all you need to do with these is you can just slide this into here and then roll. Isn't that perfect? Where'd my pin go? Here's my pin. In fact, I've got the wrong pin on this. I've got a small-headed pin. I've been using my large-headed pins for these because I don't use them for anything else. So what occurs to me, oh yeah, but you can't really go for it. Okay, I'm just thinking aloud here. I just thought, oh, I could make a wider one that goes up to here. But then you can't because the slot is only so long, isn't it? So that's basically as wide as you want it, really. Maybe an extra half an inch I could have gone. So I'll use one of these as a guide for making my next one after I finish the Christmassy one, of course. And this one has its own little thing already. Yep, and that one's got its own little thing already. It's quite nice coordinating the spool holder, no, the scroll holder to the scroll. So, in other words, once you know your color scheme, have it all going together. That's what I did with this Christmassy one, is having the red and the gold. So we're going to work on this a bit more tonight. Unfortunately, I went and did a silly thing. I mixed my reds and greens back into here for my friends coming over. I just put all of the embroidery threads back into this lovely denim bucket I made. So just going to have to pull things out at random. So yeah, it was a fun, crafty session. And actually, it was nice having my friends here today because it gave me an excuse to say no when one of the managers texted me and asked me if I wanted to work today. I mean, you don't have to give a reason, do you? If they say, would you like to, or are you able to work today, or do you want to work today? Then no is a complete sentence, as they say. And you don't have to give a reason for that. You can just say no. Or in my case, I say, sorry, no, at least. But the fact that I had my friends here for the day meant that there was no way I was going to go to work. So what I really should have done this afternoon, I'm going to should on myself now. What I really should have done this afternoon is do a Wednesday workout. And I didn't do it. We went for a walk this evening. And now I'm wanting to do some of this and then get the video up for today. So Wednesday's workout will be a day late on Thursday, but I have the whole day off tomorrow, and I can certainly fit it in with no excuses. I've put some green thread on my needle, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll just do some more running stitches. We're not going to overthink this. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the vlog before, but just in the last couple of days, somebody commented on the mini video I did of, I think it was this scroll that I put on the Arty Farty Annie group. Or it may have been the other one, I'm not sure. It's been up for quite a while, and yet still there's quite a lot of people still seeing it and clicking the like button or commenting. And one person said, "So what's it for?" And I thought, yeah, that's pretty much the reaction I had when I first saw people making these scrolls. What do you do with it when it's finished? And of course, the whole point of it is to enjoy making it. So I tried to explain, as far as I understood it, that the whole point of making a scroll is for the joy of making it, for the calmness that the hand stitching brings you, and that it doesn't have to have a purpose. It's just something you do to relax and enjoy sitting there and not feeling stressed about whatever's going on in your life. And they said that they had quite a bit of stress in their life, and I said, well, give it a go. You might find it useful. Kate at the Last Homely House has a saying, "Get out of your head and into your hands," which I think is a good way to put it. A lot of people tend to just zone out by playing on their phones or whatever. And, I do my fair share of that. But if I'm watching anything on the TV, I like to have something to do with my hands. As long as it doesn't have subtitles. You know what that's like. If you need to be sometimes looking at your work, or mostly looking at what you're working on, subtitles are the enemy, for sure. I'm coming across a lot of roadblocks here because I'm finding myself hitting obstacles like this one and the edge here, and I didn't want to get too close to the edge. So rather than go all the way along, am I going to go? Let's see. There's a dark red line of stitching here, which you might not be able to see, and I might have to jump over that. Yeah, I'll do what I did on that last bit and just jump over that. I'll just go through the batting at the back rather than just leave a big loop. What I really must do is I have to watch, if I can find it, episode 2 of Game of Wool, because I think I mentioned in the last vlog about it, and I know there's a lot of controversy online. Oh, good grief. I watched somebody who'd made a video about the whole show. I don't even remember what her channel was. And yeah, you can find it in various places now. Seems to me that whatever the show is, someone will grab it and they'll put it up on YouTube or Dailymotion or whatever, even if they're not officially supposed to. So I am going to have to go find episode 2 and see if it's a little, I don't know, less controversial, maybe. Yeah, so many people saying that for whatever reason they didn't like it. Well, that's my second piece of floss finished. I'm going to finish that off and call that done for tonight. This is a extra slow piece of slow stitching because I've had so many other things I wanted to do this time rather than just focusing on the one project at a time. I'm all over the place. I'm using my brain tonight. I put the needle right on that plain green, relatively plain green, so I can actually see it when I come back to it tomorrow. Yeah, that would be cute on there, wouldn't it? But I'm not going to put it on there. I am going to put it on my red one. I don't think I ever did decide on a backing fabric for this, but I also have to figure out a binding color for it as well, but not yet. I've got a little bit of stitching left to go on here. Well, I think we'll be back to the regular format tomorrow. I'll pull a card and do something fun. I think I might have already mentioned earlier, I can't remember, but I left all my supplies upstairs, which was a right pain when it came to coming down here to do this little bit of stitching because I had to run back upstairs for at least 2 different things so that I could show you or do my stitching because I'd left everything upstairs. But I was looking at everything and I thought, tomorrow's a day off. It would be really nice to spend as much time as possible at the dining room table where I get good light, nice daylight, and do lots more crafting. In a way, it'd be nice to invite another friend over to spend some time with me to do that, but it's short notice and I can't think of who would actually be available and willing to do that. So it'll probably just be me. So thanks for being here again today. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.